video, we're going to be talking about how to get loans with your CPN. But before we get started, first thing I want to say is this video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I'm not encouraging anyone to do anything out of the ordinary. I'm just showing you what's happening in the back office so you can protect yourself. With that being said, into it. How are people going about getting access to capital, getting access to loans, specifically with their CPN comes to getting money in the back office? It's going to depend on the method, but it's also going to depend on how well you know the method. So I've been getting a lot of questions from people who are obviously complete beginners when it comes to the CPN stuff, because the amount of questions or the level of questions that are asking me is beginner territory. Asking how to try merge, asking about public records. I understand, but you gotta crawl before you walk. And when it comes to getting loans, right? Loans is a little bit different than things like credit cards. It's a little more simplistic to get approved for a credit card than it is an actual loan. But let's break it down, okay? So in the credit space, when it comes to getting a credit card, it could be as simple as them pulling your credit profile, seeing that you got a 700 credit score, 720 credit score, got a couple of AUs on there, got a couple of primaries on there, and they give you the credit card. Now with the loan, sometimes it's a little bit different. Sometimes with loans, depending upon the company that you go with, right, they'll want to see some extra documents. Now, if you're going in the back office with the CPNs, you might not have those documents. So your documentation is important. You gotta make sure that you got legitimate looking tax returns or paycheck stubs, because this is gonna allow you to actually get the loans that they're asking for. Sometimes companies will give you conditional approvals, meaning that, hey, we'll give you this 5K, 10K loan, but we want to see a couple documents. And those documents could be your ID, it could be your social, it could be pay stubs, okay? So documentation with loans is number one. You gotta make sure that's good. And I'm assuming that you obviously that you built the CPN, you know how to do it, you've got it squared away, you've got it primaries right away, you've got tons and tons of public records, you've got multiple primaries on there, you've got multiple AUs on there, you've done it right. That's assuming that, okay? Now if you don't, you might want to go watch a couple of my other videos breaking that down, actually how to do that. In order to get loans, your documentation or your paperwork is very, very important. Very, very important. So sometimes you gotta sit down and find either how you can do it, or you gotta find a source to be able to do that. If you need documents, pay stubs, just hit me on Telegram. Now, the next step, right, the number two step that you gotta understand is you gotta understand which companies are CPN friendly. Now, it wouldn't be smart, or it wouldn't be in the best interest of my mentees who pay me for this information just to get on camera and give it to you guys for free. All right, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And then the people who you actually do give it to for free, they don't pay attention. They go burn things up really, really quickly. So you gotta be careful with the information that you give out, right? You only gotta give it to the people who are serious, all right? And that comes from people who pay you, people who actually reach out, people who are serious about this, all right? But, so I'm gonna leave that ball in you guys' corner. But you wanna find companies, and there's lots of them. Like, sometimes it's just trial and error. Some people haven't tried hard enough. There are companies, I'll give you a couple. For instance, Mission Lane is a company that's CP friendly. One Main Financial is a company that is CP friendly, all right? So when it comes to getting loans, those companies will actually give you loans, okay? And they're CP friendly. Now, what you gotta understand is there's tons more, but you don't really know until you apply. I'll give you another example. When it comes to getting apartments, some apartment complexes are able to pick up on what is perceived as a CPN number. They can pick it up, and they're able to deny you. Others can't. So some apartments, some houses, it works the same way as if it was your real SSN. Okay, that's number two. Like I said, finding the companies who are CP friendly, and that comes with trial and error. Either you can buy the source directly from a vendor, a trust, right? or either someone puts you on the information, they're friends of yours and they give you the information, or you trial and error. I suggest you trial and error because number one, it builds character, it shows you what works, you'll be able to get responses, and they'll tell you why they denied you, and you'll be able to build upon that. So when you get denied for it, they may tell you, hey, you got too much recent activity, you got too many inquiries. That's good information to know, because then you can go back to the drawing board, remove your inquiries. You can go back to the drawing board, and if you gotta wait a couple months just to get your CPN in good standing where you ain't got too much activity, sometimes you just gotta sit down. So that's why in the back office, people are building up multiple CPNs. They're not just building up one, because credit, it takes time to build. So they're building up multiple CPNs at the same time. They're using a couple, they're liquidating a couple, they're letting some build, they're letting some sit to the side. Normally putting a couple they're using them for AUs, right? So it's all up to you and how you want to do it. And again, I'm not condoning anything illegal. I'm just showing you what's happening in the back office so you can protect yourself. Like I said, getting back to the main topic, when you're getting the loans, again, there's really only two steps. Assume that you have a perfect CPN. You got a tri-merge curriculum. Just going over the quick data points. You got a tri-merge curriculum. You populated on all three scores, on all three bureaus. You got one or two trade lines to get your score. You add your primaries, 5 to 7 primaries. You got 7 to 10 total accounts, low inquiries, right? Just what makes a good fundable credit profile, right? Just a basic good public records, a good fundable profile. Barring you have that, the next thing you're going to need is your documentation. You got to have your documentation on it. Because whenever you do go to a CP-friendly company for the loan, they're still going to need that documentation 8 times out of 10. And I'm just giving you $10,000, $20,000. A lot of companies, what they want to do is they want to deposit that money directly into a bank that's got your name on it, right? The CP's name on it. So you got to make sure that you're able to even receive the funds. So this is, like I said, just been some game on how to get those right there. But whenever you do get your CPs rolling and you do get your licensed lender, right? And you find your lender, like I said, if you need one, a basic one name. That's all I'm giving now. Like I said, I don't answer questions that people didn't pay for me to answer. One name to get you in the door. Super simple. You can go in person, you bring your docs. Again, let's talk about that for a second. So some people are nervous about going in there. Guys, if you build the same name CPN, doesn't even matter. There's no way that their system can tell them anything different. You follow what I'm saying? When you give someone your social, they just take it for face value. They think that that number is what it is. No one doesn't know that that's not your real number. As long as your ID matches and all that good stuff, you should be green. That's to build the same name CP. You know, that's what they're doing in the back office. So it's easier for you to get approved. You can walk in. Whenever you go through, online services, it's a little harder because they have different verifications. They have, risk factors that they have, coming from your IP address, or you're using a VPN, all kinds of stuff. So if they detect risk, right, they may automatically deny you. So sometimes going into the store, going into the location, right, establishment, allows you to bypass that. You get to talk to a regular person. You get to ask a little bit more about the approval process, how quick it is, who's the lender, who do you guys follow, what I'm saying? The inside information is key. And a lot of people don't want to, read, so sometimes you just got to get active in the field and go, and act and whatnot. But if you do it the right way, and then you get your CPs lined up with your proper documentation, then you use one name, and then you also find your other lenders. Like I said, that's for you to find. Or if you want more of a source for actual lenders who are CP friendly to get loans, be sure to reach out to me on Telegram. Get your documentation in order. Let's sign your lenders up. Go and get approval for 5, 10K loans. If you stack a couple CPNs and you get the 5, 10K loans, let's say you have 4 CPNs, right? You can get 5 to 10K. You're looking at $20,000 to $40,000. You may have to build a CPN up, but that's a part of the process. All right, you're talking about $20,000 to $40,000, and that's what people are doing in the back office. All right, so that's enough for this right here. I hope I gave you the fundamentals on actually how to get approved for these loans, the stuff that actually matters, not the fluff, the stuff that actually matters. If you need, go to one name, they'll get you right. All right, cool. Now, if you guys need anything, be sure to reach out to me on Telegram.